Hi everyone, hope you all are doing really well. So there's a new video on challenges as banking application. So if you coming to very first into this channel or you are watching this video, I request you to watch another latest banking application testing wherein what is the I have defined or explain what is the role of testing in banking applications and what is the significance and the objective of banking testing. Everything is there, and what is impact and everything have like impact of a banking domain testers in banking applications, and what exactly we really need to do it as a tester in banking applications. I might have another challenges also mentioned in my channel. You can go and check it out for any other applications or a web-based applications or any other domain. There are a lot of videos on my channel, so I request you to kindly explore something on my channel, and there are a lot actually. So let's quickly, if you haven't subscribed to my channel, I request you to kindly subscribe to my channel. Let's go ahead. Sorry, my mouse did not turn on. Okay. So the interaction, as you also know, the potential and the necessity of the banking application testing as not easy as it sounds to implement the banking testing practices. The more complex it is actually is. And the mostly because of the widened challenges it attracts along with the numerous requirement. As you know that we're really moving toward the digital solutions right now. So if you know, you'll be doing us like from going from going outside, like booking a cab and doing payments. There are a lot of payments we do it, ordering food, everything. Like from your day-to-day activities, you are interacting with some or other in other way to the banking applications for your transactions, isn't it? So there are a lot of transactions happens on the day-to-day basis, and at the times when we deposit our rent or we do a monthly payments, or that time we do a lot of frequent transactions, and many people do it at the same time, like at the end of the month, okay, when our salary get credited. I think the lot of transactions happens at that time. So there will be a widely challenges, there are wide range of challenges comes along with that, what all testers has to do before deploying any of the features in an applications. And everyone, like it's not about you worked on any of the bank. I think all banks are updating themselves and to the market, like every bank has the same facilities almost. So everyone is in competitions and they have to be into the market, and also in the challenges I'll be explaining. So when you work in the banking firm, okay, so whenever you're working on banking firm, so it's associated with a lot of business, and it's associated with a lot of penalty, and associated with a lot of challenges, okay. So and okay, so if there will be a challenges, there will be a pressure, there will be a lot in banking applications, and there will be a lot of competitions also, okay. And that competition does affect your performance, and if you don't know the most of the thing, I'm not here to make you afraid, but yes, you have to be little focused, you have to be little serious about when you do the banking application testing. So if you haven't watched, that's why I'm asking you to watch my video on the. So there is a diagram here, and I showed it, like when you bug find in a different stages. So when if fraud, there will be a bug in many in any banking application, okay. So the penalty will be 100%. So you won't get your company, or your company will not get the money for the things they have developed it, okay. They have worked for over 3 months if they find bug in a prod environment, whereas in another organization they will patch, will go, there was fixes going, many things happens, but there is a penalty is not associated, not that much penalty, but in the banking firm it will be more than our imagination. So okay. uh, so it's always where uh, if you also know, the banking application testing is a process, okay. Okay, we'll be having like most challenges, and before that I'll just like to tell you that banking application testing is a process where you know dedicated software solutions undergo QA analysis, and that is made specifically for financial operations. So that we also know it, like if you want to have it, like you can cover that video, and what is mainly the roles and the responsibilities of testers, what kind of testing basically they do it, and what kind of challenges they'll be having. So mostly because of the widened challenges what we have it, and there will be challenges like complexity of banking operations, sorry, and I think this developed in such a way. Okay. Now we have regulatory compliance, then we have data sensitivity and security, then we have integration with the third party services, then we have multi platform and the cross browser compatibility. So people can open it in any browser. Okay, then fifth one I'm just gonna say, you can open any browser, then every browser should have the compatibility of it. So multi-browser testing is also a part of banking domain testing. So when you work on many of the financial firms, you have to consider browser like Edge, Chrome, Firefox are the main. These three browser are the many, like Edge is mainly this one, it's now changed, like it's a Microsoft, we are using it in place of Internet Explorer IE, and we use Microsoft Edge now, and then we also somewhere will be using Opera or some Safari software, I think that is what. But I think these three are the main one wherein you have to have your testing results. So you have to capture your testing result not for one browser, for the multiple browsers. I think I was doing it when I was in my previous organization, multi-browser. It's like your work has become thrice. So yeah. So now complexity of banking operations. So one such most crucial challenges that QA professionals experience while handling banking projects is a complex operations. So one such complexity arises as banking apps need to provide consumers with real-time data updates on almost everything, mostly on requested transactions, right? So I think it's very self-explanatory that the complexity, like we sometimes need the transactions for this date to this date, and that it's like requesting transactions are difficult to. It's a complex one for it's a numerous users we are in. Like it's not only me. A bank has many users. For to keeping everything, it may happens that by mistake I like. They would have given me someone else transactions or details also, right? So that shouldn't be happen. So I think to work correctly or precisely or accurately, there are a lot of testing has been involved, there are a lot of scenarios has been involved, isn't it? Don't you think that I would have get the some other person's transactions, maybe because of my what we say unique ID, or maybe the customer ID, it might be relevant to some other's ID, there was like one number or two number difference. So that might happen, right? But it never happened. Okay, the bank has been tested their softwares so accurately that it wouldn't happen. Then therefore it becomes very crucial for the banking app to deliver the functionality that continuously managed and identified by QA team. In case there are any kind of network connectivity issues that can hamper the real-time transaction processing, update, and proper testing is demand to prevent response delays. Okay, like even like how if the response is being delayed due to negative connectivity, so what can be happen, what are the possible solutions we have it as a testers. So those are the scenarios that also need to be considered. So this is basically the transactions and these things, what happens when these are the scenarios. Actually these are the scenarios if you are new. So when you are writing your test cases, you need to consider these scenarios as well. So why it is helpful, why this video, why I'm making the video, because a lot of people are coming with the scenarios, what all scenarios I should, if you're new to it and if you're watching it, these scenarios you should be considered, okay, for your testing. Moreover, there are various type of transactions, or over the course of time they face moreover, there are various type of transactions that get requested over the banking applications. Therefore, the app needs to cope with high performance demand in order to satisfy the customer's needs. And the tester must emphasize this aspect of application testing for the banking project. So then we have a regulatory compliance. As a banking database tend to grow exponentially over the course of time, they face some form of challenges in order to adhere the data protections laws such as GDPR, building such as banking applications with data security compliance in check will need a storage foundations. There are a lot of transactions happens every day when you do transactions. That storage, like that transaction details with time, with whom to you have transact, what time, right, which QR code or which transactional things you have used, every details has been saved in their database. So like how many, it's not only one or two user, there are like many, because I don't have the numbers right now, so I'm saying many. So yes, and the transactions are growing on the multiplies, like you can multiply those transactions. So let's say I am not doing anything, let's say I'm a shopkeeper or something. So like if I'll be selling stuff, I have like daily basis, like I have around 200 transactions or 300 transactions, right, for me itself. And let's say I'll travel every day, or I eat outside, I'll do some or other stuff, I'll buy something. So let's say I'll do 5 transactions in a day. Okay, 5 transactions, or Saturday, Sunday, I'll do 10 transactions. So it will be like more, right, in a month. And they have to keep it safe. Let's say they are saving it for the 6 months. So if I'll be doing in and all in a month, in a month, if I'll do 500 transactions, let's say I'll do 500, or not 500, let's say 200 transactions. Okay, in a week I'll be doing or in a month also, if I'll do this one 200 transaction, let's say. So in a 6 month my transactions will be 1200. So they have to keep it, actually they have to keep a record of it, and that need a storage is associated with the cost, and they need this infrastructure for storing those values or those details into their database. The job of the tester is to ensure that the database is secure as well as scalable over the time. Like it should be scalable also. Okay. Promoting seamlessly linkage to the external or internal data sets through API. Moreover, it should also support automations and advanced analytics capabilities. There are a lot of things it should support, and the testers know how to use their automations to test the database thing and everything, that there shouldn't be leakage of data, because in the when you do APIs transaction, there is a highly possibility of leakaging of data, because there are people who are sitting to hack those APIs. Okay, following that, the banking application should also adopt like base 1 or 3, an important set of regulatory rules associated with the supervisions of banks, along with proper risk management. All internationally active banks are required to attain base 1, base 3 standard as a minimum requirements for setting up banking app and offering digital solutions. I think these are the words which is being used widely in terms of like digital solutions and everything. In terms of when we upgrade ourselves, like if you see my previous video, we don't have that much, but now it's in 2023. So I think the challenges and everything has been upgraded, and all banks are into the same phase. So if you're giving for the interview, you need to have this thing in your mind, and what is all, you need to have the, need to know the definitions of all these terms is being used, and these terms has to be used in your interview. Otherwise it will not be it shows that you haven't worked on. Then we have data sensitivity and security. Data complexity is yet another challenge that the banking domain application testing effort have to bear with. Bank apps collect a lot of sensitive data such as private informations, password, asset, and others, mostly stored at the backend. So the job of the test is to ensure that the backend database don't get adversely affected by any kind of malware or any kind of viruses, which like hackers does it. So it shouldn't be. Following that, the tester will also do the rigorous check to make sure the data within that database stays protected. The expert use automation tools to check the seamlessly connectivity I think I've already. I think let's okay. So the expert uses automation tools to check the seamlessly connectivity of the database alongside the logical functions. All these tests on data sensitivity and security are mostly done on a VPN. You know, right? We use VPN for our our organizations. It's a virtual private network to adhere the safety requirements for the app's private data. So, to ensure data remains secure from any kind of breaches, Q experts suggested encryption off for all information. So, that is very important point. So, like you will be having like passwords and everything will be encrypted. Okay, and for and that for banking application are to be implemented with multi-factor authentications features, especially through OTPs. So this is very important, that how you're gonna do it, how you're gonna maintain the sensitivity and security in banking application. That question will be there. So you'll be like, you have to be encrypted all the things, all the personal details, including passwords and personal information of any user. And the second thing is, we'll be having a multi-factor authentications, which is OTP, and there are a lot more. So I think the next slide is not required. Integration within the third-party services. Now you see there's an integration with the third-party services. You know, it is third parties like PhonePe, Paytm, and all those payment medium or other third-party services for the bank. Because that individual, they are integrated together, right? They are integrated together. So all those apps which you're using like PhonePe, Paytm are the third party application. They have their own work is to do the transactions through bank. So they are not a bank, right? So this is very difference. This is the basic difference in terms of Paytm or PhonePe. Okay, I think this everyone knows it. I'm assuming banking app must process the ability to integrate with the third party services which will be used by the end user. Not only that, but the app should also be able to take the load of complex workflows of the third party integration, such as API, without any troubles or hurdle, because those transactions are happens through API only, right? How many transactions you do it is through API ID. When integrating any kind of third party services into the banking app, there is a scope for getting issues and the bugs in the main functionalities. Therefore, QA teams have to be quite cautious while dealing with the APIs or third-party integrations, mostly due to the incompatibilities or bugs. So when you say the challenges, I think this is very important challenges, very, very important. And how, even if it is a challenges, and this is very crucial part of your testing also. So these are the scenarios which we really have to consider. Okay, when you integrate with the third party, what all scenarios has to be tested in that area, so that the transaction should be very seamless throughout the day or throughout if not only for one transaction, as for many transactions happen, but it should be very seamlessly. So you have to test every areas of it wherein it got affected. Okay. Following that, if your banking application has a feasibility of linking to any third party application, data synchronization should be secure to perform as expected. So data synchronization is also necessary, right? When third party app takes the money, right, the bank should also update it that money, otherwise who will be in loss? Bank, right? Or the same amount of money has to be, it shouldn't be like 1,000 diya and then 2,000 has been deducted from my account. It never be like 10,000 has been deducted. It's a roll of only 1 0, right? So yeah, then we have multi-platform, the cross-browser compatibility. So the users of your banking applications might log in into the application through various mobile devices, or the browsers might also be using different connections. If your banking app fails to respond seamlessly in any of such scenarios, then it might turn out to be the negative for your bank's reputations. Okay, no one will do it. Like if your application is boring, like I have seen many applications, the UI is such a pathetic, I don't want to get it. Okay, so it's like a reputation also, and there you will be losing the users as well. So user like me will also like there will be like me, there will be multiple users. I'm not saying that everyone will face the problem or everyone has the issue which I have it, but user like me will also be there. Okay, So they might lose those kind of users like me, right? Wherein I wanted to take a part into it, like I like to invest, I like to have accounts into it, but since I don't like the policies, I don't like their UI, I don't like how their application works, I don't like their most of manual work, they don't have that online facilities, so I don't want to get in, right? I might think that whatever easier for me, I'll go ahead with that. Therefore, to avoid any such situations, the QA team will have to check the overall performance of an application across all types of browsers, devices, internet connections. Now, that can be either done by using simulations or creating real testing scenarios. We mostly do with the simulations and with the mock data. Then we have performance optimizations. This is also very important challenges, performance optimization, because the data is so much, right? So when you deal with the data, that might affect the performance also. It's not one or two users, it's like many and number of users, so it might affect. So frequent load testing and the stress testing become the mandatory for banking applications in order to minimize the performance failure, enhance the user experience, right? The performance levels are judged by connectivity, backend integrations, and infrastructures. Fault in any part of the app can compromise the user experience, leading your app to generate a bad reputation in the market. And I don't know, banking has a very, like, you have to be reputed bank. If you're a bad experience with the users, I think, it's like mouth to mouth. I think there are a lot of spread has been gone. So if I'll say any of the bank name right now, so you are my audience, you will not prefer that. So I think that is something which is very important for the banking application, because the competitions are so much with every bank is coming with some or other flashing policies or something which is very promising, which looks promising for everyone. So yeah, so I think when there are a lot of competition in the market, you will always try to be the best. So in trying of being the best, you cannot have the faults in your system, right? uh, Okay, with every new features or functionality inclusions to the banking app, the load of the tests should be implemented on priority. In general, these tests should be done periodically in order to check if the application seamlessly handle multiple transactions at the exact time. So when you increase the load at the same time, like you increase the virtual users, you'll do the load testing and the stress testing and see how your application perform. So, and this is the last one, I think. Yes, user experience and usability. I think we have only 5 over there. 2 more we have added here. Since we have that beautiful slide, I want to change it. So yeah. So banking applications are often accessed by a lot of people. However, not every person has a required technical proficiency. Right? Your parents and everyone is using it. So they don't have the technical proficiency in order to use the app features and perform the task easily. Therefore, the banking app should be highly user friendly for everyone to access the feature easily. Let's say there are a lot of people who is not used to this IT. They're not using this IT. They're not into IT world how we are. Like we continuously are not from our generation also. So for them it will be little difficult. So yeah, I think that's so user experience and the usability are very important factors in terms of there will be have scenarios. It shouldn't be like complex, like you go to that window. I think when we redeem some points, I think that becomes little complex in many of the applications. And user what I experience, I think it should be in the same page. You have to navigate in the same page and the application get log out if you go into that place. So that becomes I'm not saying that this will, like when I was redeeming some of the points, I'll just give you the example. Like I swipe a lot, so I got some points, and that I can have a reward redemptions. So when I do that, like it will open a new window so that I can choose out which all rewards I can buy it, like what all vouchers I can buy it. So what happens is sometimes your browser blocks it. Okay, then you have to go and allow access, and then when you go here, okay, and your screen sometimes freezes or some very weird experience. Then if I'll come back, I log out from my application. Then again I have to log in and doing the same thing. So it happens until I'll allow it first and then I click on that one. I'll be into the same infinite loop. It will like blank screen, nothing will come. If I'll go back, I'll log out. Then again log in. So this kind of, I think it should be on the same page that you'll be having one dashboard for all the browser, like how much I can buy it. And in one dashboard, they can have the points. And I'll write the points, this much points I needed, and it will get redeemed with the vouchers or anything. So I think that can be done. But yeah, I'll just tell you the experience. Don't know you understand it. Okay, now it's come to end. Thank you so much. Please like and subscribe to my channel, and I wish you all the best for your preparation. Thank you.